Hey, Troy Church, here this evening to share with you a couple of things. I want to give you some details about our streaming worship service tomorrow, but also to have a chat with one of my favorite leaders in our church, Miss Lesley, Parrish. Like all of our team leadership, completely volunteer, Troy Kids team lead, who happens to handle very busy physical therapy practice on the side, and does all of that stuff with excellence while being married, having children, running a household, and just is amazing. So, have a few questions for you, Lesley. First, as a working mom, what has been hard so far about our current situation, just being stuck at home with this virus, and what are some of the struggles you're hearing about in your circles?
Yeah, well, Zach, I think a lot of what I'm hearing is just kids being home more often. And so now with kids being home, there's a struggle to figure out what to do. And so what I've focused on this week, especially with my children, is having activities for us to be able to do, and would love to build on that some with the Troy Kids program, and just kind of looking for some other activities to kind of include in schoolwork, and maybe something like a coloring break or something like that. But a lot of times what I'm hearing, and mostly just the take homes, are going to be there's not enough to do and kids are just bored.
Well, hopefully we can alleviate some of that, I think, and keep our kids in the Word as well. So what can we expect, our families expect from Troy Kids this weekend as far as resources?
For sure. So this week, you'll be getting lessons that are geared towards the children for last week's sermon and then also this week's sermon. So you'll be getting those that kids can listen to, or even just sit around the dinner table and actually talk with people. And parents and kids can have a little, almost like a dinner table discussion. The other thing that they're going to get is they're also going to get a handout that they can color on throughout the sermon, but then also hopefully getting a couple of notes themselves and maybe some take-home impressions.
Awesome. Lastly, what might we expect from Troy Kids over the next several weeks if we continue in this mode, and especially if things get even more restrictive for us? What might that look like?
We are going to be bringing out our creative big guns, to be honest with you. We're just trying to be super creative through this process, trying to figure out how to reach kids on their level. I'm prayerful that we'll kind of figure out a way to kind of maybe do some one-to-one classroom sessions with kids, maybe featuring some of our preferred leaders. Some kids even asked me, they said, well, we'd like to see some of the 6th grade leaders kind of come in and leading some of the 6th grade sessions. So we've heard a lot of really good positive feedback through this. So again, maybe having some one-to-one sessions, maybe some activities that they can do to branch out into our community, not necessarily bringing kids out into our community, but finding ways to show love from home.
Awesome. That's awesome. Lesley, thank you so much for all you do.
Thank you.
For being creative in a really hard, difficult time and still keeping our kids in the Word and plugged into the church. So, church, we ask you to give us feedback as we kind of experiment with different things and try different things out. Let us know what you think, what's helpful, what you'd like to see more of. Let Lesley know, let anybody know as we try to jump in this thing together. So, also want to remind you, tomorrow we will be live streaming church this Sunday at 10 a.m. So we'll be on Facebook Live. For those of you that missed that time, we'll also tape the service and be able to show it later through our YouTube channel, and we'll email all those links out as well. We'll be sending you some resources, some questions to dialogue with your family over with the sermon, and doing our best to continue to worship the Lord together and continue to be together as the church and avail ourselves to Him as He would use us in the county to and in our city to point to Him during a really difficult time. So,
Absolutely.
Lesley and I will see you digitally tomorrow at 10 a.m. So we'll see you there.